Good morning. Welcome to a morning outlook on Tuesday, the 11th of April. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you see yesterday, we put that sort of doji spinning top sort of candle in on the dailies. Not totally convincing either way here at the moment. I can see from some of our bands that we follow that it's just sitting on a lower band at the moment on the 4 hours. It's got the chance to, if it starts pitching up, maybe it'll run up for that weekly pivot, which is yet to be touched. Missed last week's, well, we can miss two on a trot. Certainly possible. For me, I'd be looking at a break of the 50, 60-minute 50 here to be looking to play towards that. So it needs to do something quite solidly first, but it seems a risk-off situation seems to be around the world at the moment with the concerns of different political events going on, and really the dollar's holding. We're seeing the yen strengthen against the US dollar, so it's the usual sort of situation on risk-off. And at this stage, well, looking at the euro could easily slip down to the S1 there, those prior lows, and maybe continue its route down. The pivot's quite pinched, so there's the possibility it could run further. Looking at the pound, pound had a reasonably good day yesterday, just got within a smidgen of the weekly pivot. It's done that through the Asian session, although as doing it, it's got some divergence on the hourly basis. Sorry, I'll bring the hourly chart in. There's a slight divergence rolling through into that, and it's got its daily pivot below. So at the moment, the short term at least, it looks like it could be rolling down towards that daily pivot. However, any bounce off of that could see the continued sort of move up there. The pound may be just sort of going to potentially going to sit more range bound. We'll see. The key point is if it gets back above the weekly pivot, well then I'd be more bullish, looking for a retest towards that trend line that sits above us. If it starts falling down, well, you look towards the lows and maybe the next sort of bigger picture on the low. There's nothing below us. If we break this 34, it's the last of the key moving averages on the daily there, and it like the euro has free fall opportunity. Dollar yen, as I said, this is benefiting a little bit from the risk off, and we generally see the yen strengthen these days as that happens, and sure enough, it's strengthening. Good clean move down over the last. Let's just get down to the daily. Here we go, and it's pushing down quite strongly at the moment now. Generally, the yen moves in opposite correlation with the euro and the pound. At the moment, it's working together, and this is really often what we see with risk off. So for us to look at any other way at the moment with the yen, I mean, it looks overall on this hourly picture, it's in a sort of overall choppy but trend with reasonable intraday trends running through. Maybe at some later point it might break back up towards that daily pivot, but at the moment it certainly looks weak. It's already through its S1, maybe S2, and those prior lows would come to be a target yet again. Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar should be, in some respects, holding on and gaining a little bit from oil prices, but it's sitting there, well, pretty neutralish on the dailies yesterday. A slight gain, but when you look at it from this 4-hourly picture, I mean, it broke the Gartley on the dailies that I was looking at last week. It's just been sort of putting in little old bear flags, and well, there's the potential we could get up to that weekly pivot and give us yet another bear flag sort of pattern. So really, it's this morning I'd be looking potentially, if it's there's a trend line you can draw across the highs there. If it pushes above there where we've got the R1, maybe some more to come. It's not a currency intraday trade, hardly at all. Maybe if it breaks the lows here, it's on for the S1 prior lows and maybe a continuation. It's the easiest route to me is just leaving the upside and just trading that downside if it breaks the lows there. Canadian dollar. If it doesn't, I'll just leave it. Well, be leaving it anyway because I don't trade it. Canadian dollar's benefited from the stronger oil price. Oil's pushed up to near enough $53 a barrel, and it's benefited from that as much as anything else. Often not easy to trade. Recently, it's been very choppy. Much clearer yesterday with the down bars coming through here. There we go, clear all day, and now we're sort of just looking closing in on a bit of a double bottom with a bit of divergence, might possibly. Any break to the upside, it has the possibility of moving back towards the pivot. Now, it's not necessarily the strongest currency against the US dollar at the moment. If oil starts chipping off, it may be quite an easy and quickish run back towards that pivot. Okay, that's it. News-wise today, we've got the CPI coming out at 9:30 for the pound. Be aware it's an Office of National Statistics. Not that I can suggest that you follow it, but the first at 9:25 has been giving us the, the direction for ages on this Office of National Statistic data. It might just give us the clue again today in terms of which direction it will run towards. Just for observation, of course. Okay, that's it for me. I will be back in the morning. Bye for now.